The dawn doesn't wait for your permission. It breaks over the horizon as an ultimatum, indifferent to your readiness. And in that first blurred moment of consciousness, you face a silent, pivotal rebellion. This isn't about waking up earlier. This is about waking up differently. It's the decision to build your inner citadel before the world lays siege to your attention. Consider this. Your mind in those first waking minutes is in a state of profound suggestibility, a soft clay waiting for an impression. Most people in that vulnerable state immediately reach for the cold glow of a screen. They inoculate their fresh consciousness with a serum of other people's opinions, curated successes, global crises, and work demands. They begin their day having already surrendered their mental sovereignty. They start in a state of reaction, and they spend the rest of their hours wondering why they feel so powerless, so scattered, so far from the person they aspire to be. But you are here because you sense a deeper truth. You feel the ancient pull toward self-mastery. The Stoics, from the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius in his war tent to the freed slave Epictetus in his humble classroom, understood this fundamental law. The quality of your life is dictated by the quality of your mind, and the quality of your mind is cultivated in the quiet, undemanded hours of the morning. This is your sacred architecture time. What we build in the silence before the storm determines if we will stand or collapse when the winds finally blow. This journey is built on 7 non-negotiable pillars. They are not a rigid checklist, but a holistic system for rewiring your response to life itself. Ready your will. The first pillar is foundational gratitude. Most awaken to a mind already cataloging lacks. What they don't have, haven't achieved, fear they've lost. This scarcity mindset sets a psychological trap for the entire day, turning every effort into a desperate attempt to fill a bottomless vessel. The Stoic antidote is a radical pivot of attention from what is absent to what is fundamentally present. This is not a passive, be thankful. This is an active, forensic hunt for the specific. Don't say, I'm grateful for my health. Say, I'm grateful for the strength in my legs that carried me yesterday, for the clear breath filling my lungs this very second, for the intricate, silent work of my heart. Neuroscience illuminates why this works. This practice fires up the prefrontal cortex and strengthens neural pathways associated with well-being and resilience. It literally builds a brain better equipped to handle stress. But we must go deeper into the territory the Stoics called the art of turning obstacles into fuel. Can you find a point of gratitude for a past failure? Not for the pain, but for the humility it taught. Not for the betrayal, but for the discernment it forced you to develop. This is the alchemy, when you can metabolize your entire history, the light and the shadow, into nourishment. You transform from a victim of your past into its author. Your biography becomes your textbook. Tomorrow, before your mind chases its first ambition, let gratitude lay the cornerstone. It turns your existing life from a waiting room into a holy ground. The second pillar is declarative language. Understand this. The words you speak to yourself upon waking are not merely thoughts. They are incantations. They are the architectural plans your subconscious will spend the day laboring to manifest. Dr. Masaru Emoto's iconic experiments with water crystals revealed that words like love and gratitude formed beautiful symmetrical patterns, while words of hate created chaos. Your body is over 60% water. What story are you telling your cellular structure before you've even left your bed? This moves beyond naive positive thinking. It's about strategic identity scripting. The key is to craft bridge declarations that honor your current reality while pulling decisively toward your future self. If I am wildly successful feels hollow, try I am the kind of person who creates value with consistent action. If I am fearless, rings false declare, my courage is greater than my comfort. Speak these aloud. The vibration of your own voice affirming a new truth creates a multisensory imprint, forging neural pathways that silent thought cannot. It's a psychological hack. By repeatedly describing the person you are becoming, you trigger your brain's reticular activating system to seek evidence that supports this new identity. You will begin to notice opportunities and strengths you were previously blind to. So tomorrow, stand before a mirror, place a hand on your heart, and speak your future into the present tense. The third pillar is physiological priming. You cannot think your way into a new state of being. At some point, the body must lead. Your mood, your focus, your energy, they are not just mental abstractions. They are biological states deeply wired to your physiology. A body that is stiff, stagnant, and slumped broadcasts a signal of defeat to the brain before a single cognitive battle has begun. This is not a mandate for a brutal pre-dawn workout. It is an invitation to intentional movement that signals aliveness. It could be 5 minutes of sun salutations, a walk where you consciously feel the connection of foot to earth, or simply stretching toward the ceiling with your deepest morning breath. The work of researchers like Dr. John Ratey shows that movement like this is not just physical maintenance, it's neural fertilizer. It floods your system with brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, literally growing new brain cells, and boosts dopamine and serotonin, your innate antidepressants and motivators. There is a profound philosophical echo here. The peripatetic philosophers of ancient Greece, including Aristotle, conducted their lectures while walking. Friedrich Nietzsche, who battled chronic illness, later wrote, "All truly great thoughts are conceived while walking." They understood that the rhythm of the body unlocks the stagnation of the mind. When you move with purpose in the morning, you are doing more than exercising. You are proving to yourself with visceral certainty that you are an agent, not a patient. You keep promises to yourself. That foundational self-trust becomes the bedrock for every other difficult action you will take. The fourth pillar is cognitive fortification. In the first golden hour, a war is being waged for the kingdom of your mind. The outside world, with its news cycles, social media highlight reels, and endless demands, is an army waiting at the gate, armed with weapons of anxiety, comparison, and fragmentation. To open those gates immediately is to invite an invasion that will dictate your day's emotional weather. You must, therefore, man the walls. You must fortify your mind with truth and wisdom before it is assaulted by noise. For at least the first 30 minutes, let your phone be a tool for deliberate input, not a portal for reactive consumption. This is what Marcus Aurelius was doing in his personal journal, Meditations, not writing for an audience, but rehearsing the philosophical principles he needed to govern both an empire and his own inner turmoil. He was feeding his mind sturdy rations for the mental march ahead. Your practice? Read a page of Seneca on tranquility. Listen to a lecture on virtue ethics. Review your own core values, written in your own hand. You are not seeking information. You are installing an operating system. You are aligning your consciousness with a frequency of depth and purpose so that when the static of the day arrives, you have a signal strong enough to tune into. Your mind is a garden. What you plant in the fertile soil of morning is what will grow, whether it's the wheat of wisdom or the weeds of worry. Choose your seeds with the care of a master gardener. The fifth pillar is identity rehearsal. The common advice to visualize your goals is incomplete and often counterproductive. Picturing the luxurious end result, the car, the title, the body, can inadvertently highlight the chasm between your current reality and that fantasy, breeding resentment and inertia. The Stoic upgrade is to visualize the process and the identity. Don't visualize holding the championship trophy. Visualize the pre-dawn training sessions, the disciplined nutrition, the mental resilience during setbacks. See yourself in vivid detail, choosing the focused work over the distraction, responding with calm to a provocation, extending kindness when you're tired. This is what elite athletes do. They mentally rehearse not just the win, but every stride, breath, and strategic decision under pressure. Neuropsychology confirms the power. Vivid mental imagery activates the same sensorimotor neural pathways as physically performing the action. You are literally building the neural hardware for desired behaviors before you execute them. Spend 5 minutes each morning in this mental cinema, but crucially, feel the emotions of the person in the scene, the pride of discipline, the calm of focus, the integrity of right action. Emotion is the language of the subconscious. By feeling it now, you pull the future self into your present nervous system. You are not just dreaming of a new you are conducting the daily neural rehearsals to become them. The sixth pillar is sovereign silence. We live in a world allergic to quiet, a culture that mistakes stimulation for substance. We flee silence because in the absence of noise, we are forced to meet ourselves. The unresolved tensions, the quiet longings, the inner voice we've been drowning out. Yet it is in this sacred quiet that your most profound counsel resides. The French philosopher Blaise Pascal observed centuries ago, all of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. This practice is not about achieving a state of blank-minded bliss. It is about developing a tolerance and then a reverence for simply being present with your own existence. Sit for 10 minutes with no agenda, no guided meditation, no podcast, just you and the rhythm of your breath. Your mind will revolt. It will present you with a grocery list of worries and chores. Observe these thoughts as if they were clouds drifting across a vast, still sky. Do not chase them. Simply note their passing. The benefits are legion and proven. Studies from labs like that of Dr. Sarah Lazar at Harvard show that consistent practice thickens the prefrontal cortex, enhancing focus, and shrinks the amygdala, reducing reactive fear. But beyond the brain scans, in the stillness, something else stirs. Intuition whispers. Creative solutions surface unbidden. You touch the profound realization that you are not your thoughts or your feelings. You are the conscious awareness that witnesses them. This realization is the root of true emotional freedom. Start with 5 minutes. Build the muscle of undistracted self-awareness. In that quiet, you will recover the compass the noise of the world has been trying to bury. The seventh and unifying pillar is intentional being. Most people navigate their days by a checklist of goals, external outcomes to be acquired or tasks to be completed. But a goal answered does not guarantee a life well lived. The Stoic refinement is to precede your to-do list with a to-be list. An intention is not what you want to get. It is who you choose to be while you are getting it. Today I will practice patience is a fundamentally different directive than today I will finish this report. One shapes your soul, the other merely fills time. Viktor Frankl, writing from the depth of Nazi concentration camps, discovered that our primary drive is not for pleasure but for meaning. Your morning intention is the thread that connects your daily, mundane actions to that deeper sense of meaning. Ask yourself as the dawn breaks, what single quality will I cultivate today? How will I choose to meet whatever challenges arise? Perhaps it is today I embody resilience, or today I lead with curiosity. Write this intention down. This statement becomes your North Star for the day. You will inevitably forget it. You will stumble. The power is not in perfect adherence, but in the existence of a true north to which you can perpetually return. Every action then becomes a vote for the character you are electing to build. As the author James Clear articulates, you are not working toward a new identity. Your actions are the proof of it in real time. These 7 pillars, gratitude, language, movement, fortification, rehearsal, silence, and intention, are not a rigid sequence to be perfected overnight. They are a holistic ecosystem for inner sovereignty. Start with 1. Master the anchor of gratitude, or conquer the 5 minutes of sacred silence. Then let the system naturally expand. There will be mornings you fail. You will hit snooze. You will scroll. This is not a sign to abandon the path. It is part of the path. The practice is not linear success, but the perpetual, compassionate return to the choice. Remember, the sun offers its light impartially. Your power lies not in receiving it, but in what you choose to build in its illumination. Your future self, calmer, stronger, more focused, more free, is already living in the life shaped by the mornings you are about to create. They are watching you now from across time, whispering a silent thank you for the decision you make today. If this philosophy resonates with you, if you feel called to build this unshakable mind, then take a tangible step. Like this video, it supports this channel's mission to bring these timeless tools to more seekers. Share it with one person who needs to hear this message, and subscribe to Stoic Mindset Mastery for weekly guidance on turning wisdom into daily practice. Now, set your alarm not as a summons to another day of reaction, but as an invitation to your next act of creation. The raw materials are waiting in the quiet. Your time, your mastery, begins with your very next dawn.